Hello guys, welcome to my channel. So today I'll be sharing my Grace Hopper 2023 experience, if I got a new job or like what was I looking for in that conference, and if I got what I was expecting to receive from an event that cost me about like $1,300 plus flight and meals and accommodation and whatnot, right? Grace Hopper is one of the largest gathering of women, as you all know, and it is very popular. So there are a lot of sponsors, a lot of companies that are coming there trying to hire you, or get to know you or have your resume in their file if they, in case, decide to hire in future, right? Overall, I think Grace Hopper is a great platform to connect. But I also think that it's hard to connect when there are like 20,000 people or more all coming in for the same purpose of finding a job or getting a connection. It can be draining, and sometimes you would not feel that one-on-one connection that you would be hoping from a conference like this that costs so much, right? And a lot of the times I saw that people were just like, oh, you can hand over the resume, because the line of the people who want to talk to the representative is so long, right? So anyway, that's something that you have to keep in mind, that it might not be like before, back in the days when probably 2012 or 13, where there would be far less people and almost everyone was guaranteed to have a job. Whoever came out of that conference would have a job, in fact multiple in their hands. But these days it's different, because there's just a lot of applicants, a lot of people attending the conference, and less job these days, especially in the current scenario, right? So I was not actively looking for any job, as I'm pretty content in my current job, and I'm happy with my professional development in this role. But however, I don't say no to coming opportunities, right? So I was actually invited by one of the company at their booth. Probably they looked at my resume and something, and I did not get a chance to go to the booth, but they reached out to me later after the conference, and they were like, we'd like to schedule a meeting with the engineering team. And I was like, oh, well, okay, let's, what's the harm? I'll just do like an interview. It'd be also good practice for me in case I want to job switch in future. So I did get an interview with the engineering manager and I think a technical lead, and they asked me questions that were not LeetCode questions, which surprised me, because as a software engineer I would be expecting the LeetCode question. And I want to emphasize that this position was from a major bank company. I gave the interview. It was very straightforward, like basically just the work that I had done in the past, which is so much easier to talk about, because that's the work I had done, right? So after the interview, I was 100% sure I was not getting the job, because I was like, can't be getting a job with one interview, right? But you'd be surprised, I got the job. It was for infrastructure engineer, which is mostly like the cloud component engineer, right? And I got the job, and they offered me, they're like, this is your pay and you'd have to move to New Jersey. And honestly, I was not expecting to even like get a job, or like I was not even looking, right? And they said that it was a hybrid schedule, so that I would have to move to New Jersey, which number one was something I was not looking forward to. I wanted a fully remote position, so I had that leverage, because the current job is remote, right? And then the other thing is, like, they said that my salary was gonna be X amount, but I was already making more than that in my current company. So what I did was I said, well, I'm currently making that much in my own company. Would you be able to raise the salary by 30,000 more? And it was, honestly, this was just like a test for me. Like, I was not even interested in that position, to be honest. But what happened was, they got back to me, surprisingly the same day, and they were like, yeah, okay, we're willing to pay you 30K more than what you had what we had initially offered. Now that was gonna put me in a tricky situation, because now that would make that would be not a significant but a decent bump in my salary. But I knew that in my current company, the raises and promotion were happening in November, and obviously the event was on September, right? So I did my due diligence, and I was like, maybe I should just not take it because I don't want to move, and it was just like a small bump in my TC after whatever raise I would have gone through in my current company. But I guess it was just like I don't know, it was really nice experience to get to know that, okay, number one, I was able to negotiate, which I used to be terrified of before, because especially as someone being on visa, right? I feel like if I negotiate, they will probably choose another candidate over me. Experience was really good from Grace Hopper, especially because it was my company that was paying for all the expenses, including flight and hotel, and I can, however, see how difficult it could be for a struggling student. Like when we're a student, we're broke basically. But them coming to the conference and just being so overwhelmed, or like it's just not being able to secure like an interview, or not being able to have a deep one-on-one connection, I could see that happening because there were just so many people, so many speakers, so many sessions, a lot of people, and a lot less opportunities, I guess, is the problem here. So I also don't like how the fee for attending the conference is a lot. It's like $1,300, right, general admission fee, which is like kind of crazy. And if you're saying, oh, it's all inclusive, it's definitely not, right? Because it's only for those people who can pay that much money, which can be a lot. Like I can't imagine when I was a student going to this conference, spending that much money out of my pocket. But there were several students who were willing to do that because obviously they want a job, and the return on investment would probably be good. Is what that they were thinking? But I definitely think sometimes it's hard, yeah. But I am also in the groups, in the Facebook group, like I've seen people getting interviews and stuff, so that definitely helps. But yeah, I don't know, I'm a bit doubtful on yeah, like what percent of girls actually end up getting the interview. But yeah, thanks for watching, and if you're going to Grace Hopper, have a lot of fun.